Let's go. Shit on time. Come on. There you go. There you go. We got actually everything coming. He was fighting his big boy. A heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this.
It allowed Jake Paul's brother to be in there and be able to last with a smaller man, a smaller, older, greater fighter who mostly was concentrating on defense more than just offense.
Gervonta Davis has stepped up his training, going head-to-head with heavyweight fighters to prepare for his upcoming clash with Jake Paul. He's not pulling any punches, testing his power against opponents much larger than him. In one intense sparring session, Davis landed such a powerful shot that the heavyweight was reportedly left visibly shaken.
Oh, no, you're right. But tell people what happened. Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring his big boy. A heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is making waves once again, this time by dominating heavyweight fighters in intense sparring sessions. Famous for his explosive power in the lighter divisions, he's proving that size doesn't limit his strength. Recent footage shows him landing fast, precise combinations that keep even bigger opponents on their toes. His ability to control the pace, dodge counters, and respond with sharp attacks highlights how focused he is on his preparation. Every move shows he's building not just power, but also the stamina needed to face stronger, heavier fighters, a key factor for his upcoming battle with Jake Paul.
Look like we playing pool with a short. Oh, let me see him. Punch when he punch, yeah. Punch when he punch. Punch when he punch. Yep. They ain't stop fine. We slowed down. How am I gonna commit fine again? That's what we do. We reload and come back. Yeah, we ain't gotta get close, man, because we know you're scared to get close. Get close, man. Keep rolling, girl. All the way down the road. Come to me, baby.
Despite the clear size gap between Gervonta Davis and his sparring partners, Tank keeps testing himself against much heavier opponents. These sessions aren't about overpowering them. They're about sharpening precision. He's mastering distance control, tempo, and maintaining his trademark explosiveness even under pressure. His team shared that this training helps him perfect his movement, angles, and timing to handle Jake Paul's unpredictable style. Davis understands that Jake's biggest advantage is size, so by facing heavyweights now, he's eliminating that concern early. It's a smart, disciplined approach built on confidence, preparing him for anything once the fight begins.
The clip of Gervonta "Tank" Davis releasing footage of him training and sparring with the heavyweight ahead of his showdown with YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul that's set to take place November 14th in Atlanta, Georgia at the State Farm Arena. Tank Davis is 5'4" and he weighs in at 135. His last fight, he actually was 133 pounds. Jake Paul is 6'1" with a 76-inch arm reach, and he weighed in at 199 pounds his last fight. And fight before that, he weighed in at 224 pounds. Gervonta "Tank" Davis has a 67-inch arm reach. This is why this fight has to be ruled an exhibition and not a real professional boxing match, because no boxing commission will sanction it. Let me know what y'all think about this. As you see, Tank Davis is using and working on movement. Let me know. I'm gone.
Former UFC star and fight analyst Chael Sonnen believes Gervonta Davis is carrying the responsibility of defending boxing's reputation in his upcoming fight. Sonnen said that while Jake Paul has brought attention to the sport, it's now up to Tank to remind everyone what real boxing looks like. For him, this isn't just another match, it's a statement. Davis aims to prove that true skill, timing, and years of experience still outweigh social media hype. Sonnen added that Tank's goal is to end the circus around Jake's career by letting his punches speak for themselves. A knockout, he said, wouldn't just be a win. It would be a powerful message about what real boxing stands for.
Which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I have an abundance of and of which you have none of. My life's commitment and dedication versus a second or third or fourth thought in the world of priority on your list. And I used to believe those things. Now, I go back far enough in MMA that I've had my eyes open a number of times. The fact that karate was so incredibly useless, or the fact that Jeet Kune Do was so incredibly useless, like, these were not things that I would have bet on when I was in high school. As a wrestler at that time, I would not have assumed that I would fare well in a fight against somebody that knew Kung Fu. We had all been falsely led through Hollywood. Not through competition, not through sport, not through understanding of the game, but just through Hollywood. We were told that those guys were the most dangerous guys. So, we then eventually get up to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, which had a weight discrepancy, but it was very small. I mean, I watched them weigh in.
As fight week approaches, new footage confirms that Gervonta Davis has been sparring with heavyweight fighters in his camp. These aren't light sessions, they're intense, full-contact battles designed to push him past his limits. His trainers explain that by facing tougher, bigger opponents now, the real fight will feel easier. The heavyweights force Davis to refine his defense, improve head movement, and perfect how he delivers power against larger bodies. Each round boosts his confidence, proving that timing and precision can overcome size. It's an uncommon but highly effective approach that shows just how seriously Davis is preparing for Jake Paul. Renowned boxing coach Teddy Atlas praised Gervonta Davis as one of the most powerful and skilled fighters in the game today. He said that while some fans focus on Jake Paul's size advantage, it won't matter once the fight starts. According to Atlas, Davis's experience against world-class opponents gives him an edge Jake simply doesn't have. Tank has faced all kinds of fighters: counterpunchers, pressure fighters, taller opponents, and defensive specialists, while Jake's record lacks that level of competition. Atlas added that those wondering, what if Jake lands one big punch, are missing the real point. Davis's ability to stay calm, adapt, and perform under pressure is what sets true boxers apart from entertainers.
Smaller, but he's a top fighter, he can punch. And he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger. What if he hits him on the chin? What if he hits him on the chin? It'll wind up selling. And that's what'll wind up selling it. The what if. What if Tank makes him do a cha-cha? He hits him on the chin. And Jake Paul, we're going to find out if he can dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, do the cha-cha. That's what's going to sell it. And you can't argue that what if. You can't. I know I get to places that other people won't go and everything else, that just dismiss stuff because it's easier to do that, it's safer to do that. You don't have to bows and arrows coming at you from people that argue with you because you did that, but I don't care. I've had bows and arrows my whole life. I don't care. But that's true. That what if? What if this guy who is a real good puncher, who is one of the best fighters in the world right now, what if he hits him? What if he makes a miss and he counters him? Or he jumps up in the air? Right! And he hits him. Sid Terrace was a great fighter. No, not the 1700s, but years ago. And Cus D'Amato told me he loves Sid Terrace. He said, Teddy, he used to jump up in the air and hit you with 3 jabs. I said, whoa, man, Sid Terrace. All right, anyway, look, I can't finish without saying that it did invoke some memories and thoughts that we've been here before in a different way, where Jake Paul's brother fought Mayweather. That's not forget. And I'm not saying I like that either. I mean, first of all, Mayweather was past his prime. He was already retired. He was older, everything, but he's still the great Mayweather. And Mayweather was fighting a guy, what was it, 50-pound difference, 60-pound difference, whatever it was. And that size made a difference. It allowed Jake Paul's brother to be in there and be able to last with a smaller man, a smaller, older, greater fighter.
Sports analyst Max Kellerman shared a more personal view on Gervonta Davis's decision to face Jake Paul, saying that Tank took the fight partly to secure financial stability and spend more time with his family. After years of non-stop training camps and title defenses, Davis wanted a matchup that offers both excitement and a major payday. Kellerman noted that Tank has been thinking about slowing his career pace to focus on family and mental balance. In his eyes, this fight isn't just business, it's a turning point. It gives Davis the chance to enjoy the rewards of his hard work while reminding the world that he's still one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing.
Like Gervonta, who I personally think has been checked out for way longer than this last fight. I think he was checked out prior to the Roach fight. I thought this was all going to be in the works, where he was supposed to beat the 16-1 Roach and then go on to fight Jake Paul and then call it a career, because I think the people around him understood there wasn't much left in the tank for him in terms of his want or his desire to be here. He did an interview with Dan Canobio about 18 months ago where he was like, yeah, man, I just kind of want to raise my family. I don't know how much left of the boxing for me. I don't want to see a therapist. I want to, I need to, but like, I don't want to take away from my fighting. But I think it's time for me to do stuff like that. So I think the writing's been on the wall for Tank for a while. So that draw was kind of just like, I was on the way out anyway. I don't need to go back in there. And I said it at the end of that fight. I'm like, there's no way we see that rematch. He was so uncomfortable in that ring with Roach. He doesn't want to feel that again. He showed that night. So I'm not surprised that fight's not happening. I'm not even surprised he's fighting Jake Paul now.
During the press tour, analysts Chris Mannix and Sergio Mora highlighted the clear contrast between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Jake played the showman as always, talking loud, hyping the fight, and using his charm to draw attention, while Davis stayed quiet, composed, and uninterested in the back and forth. Mannix noted that Jake knows how to sell a fight, but Davis knows how to win one. Mora added that Tank's silence isn't a weakness, it's proof of his focus. Both analysts agreed that when the lights dim and the talking ends, Davis's skill and power will deliver the message far louder than words ever could.
Even though Jake Paul tried to egg him on and try to goad Gervonta Davis on, he's dealing with somebody that is not a quick-witted, thinker. He's not a quick-witted speaker. Tank Davis is explosive in the ring. He's fast and powerful in the ring. He's charismatic inside the ring when he's punching. But when you put a microphone in front of him, he's not articulate. He doesn't know how to quickly respond to people. He stutters a lot. He does more stuttering than talking. So Gervonta Davis in front of a microphone is not going to sell. So Tank Davis shouldn't be put in a podium like that. He should have speakers for him. He should have someone talking for him. He should have a mouthpiece. Tank Davis is not going to sell this fight. And Jake Paul knows it. That's the reason he kept throwing jabs at him. He tried to get Tank out of his shell. Tank's not quick verbally enough. He's not quick-witted. He's not quick with the tongue. So in order for him to sell this fight, he's going to have an adversary that can spit something back. Like, for instance, Chavez Jr., he didn't have that quick-witted response, but he had the backing. He had the loyal following. And Chavez Jr., like many Mexicans, don't need to speak because they do all their fighting in the ring, and people know that. Tank Davis, I don't know, man. He didn't look good in his last fight. He's not fighting the killers in his division. People are getting off that Tank train, and we know that he's had his issues outside the ring. The love's not there anymore. Tank Davis is losing a lot of passion, a lot of followers, and people aren't buying this circus that Jake Paul's trying to sell. And I'm glad that people are getting off this train. The commission in Georgia got off this damn train. That's why they had to move this fight to...
Former world champion Tim Bradley revealed that Gervonta Davis didn't have many options before agreeing to fight Jake Paul. He explained that Davis initially wanted a rematch with Lamont Roach, but talks broke down. With limited big-name opponents available and growing pressure from promoters, the Jake Paul fight became the most practical choice. Bradley said that while some might see it as a risky move, it offers Davis huge exposure and a major payday. He added that most fans don't realize how much goes on behind the scenes. Management decisions, timing, and network politics all play a part. Still, Bradley believes that no matter how the matchup came together, Davis will seize the moment and prove once again why he's an elite boxer.
Man, Tank had no other choice but to do this fight, man. He had no other choice. You know, he was in training for that Lamont Rose fight, and, you know, then the covers got pulled off, you know, and then this fight came about. You know, this is an inside thing, man. I swear, man, I'm telling y'all, this is an inside thing. You know, this is something that Al, PBC wanted Canelo to do, you know, because this is how they eat. This is how they gonna eat. This is how they gonna recoup, you know. As you know, PBC, they got no legs to stand on, man. You know, money going out, not enough money coming in. They got to spend their own bread, you know, for everything, you know, for everything. So, you know, they need money coming in. And their guy, Canelo, left. He with Turkey now. They wanted Canelo to do this fight. And now Tank is obligated to do this fight, man. Again, to save PBC. I promise y'all, man. I'm telling you. You know, Tank was already signed up to fight Roach rematch. He was already signed up, you know. You could just tell, man. I can tell, you know. Yesterday, listening to the press conference, I saw, like, I don't know what it was. It was something with Jalen Love, and it's like a secret. I don't know what that is. It's a secret, though.
Press conference. Some fans started wondering if Gervonta Davis was truly engaged in the Jake Paul fight. His calm demeanor, distant look, and lack of response to Jake's taunts sparked mixed reactions. Some viewed it as focus, while others saw disinterest. The noticeable size gap between them also raised questions about fairness and competitiveness. Many expected Tank to be more outspoken, but instead he stayed composed and quiet, likely saving his energy for the ring. Those close to him insist his silence isn't a sign of detachment, it's part of his mindset. Davis is simply avoiding the theatrics and keeping his focus where it matters most, the fight itself.
Press conference, and I really don't know how to feel about that. And to be honest with you, I still don't understand how boxing even allowed this to be made. Like, I don't. Like, dog, this is not an overstatement. Like, literally one of the core pillars holding up boxing is this literal, like, fake superiority complex that they have over literally every other combat sport. Despite literally being the least effective main combat sport there is. Brother, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling. Brother, I put judo over I put boxing. In terms of practicality of combat, oh yeah, 100%. Brother, if Jake Paul makes it competitive against Gervonta Davis, I'm looking at this like, brother. Oh, well, weight difference, brother. Gervonta Davis has been training his entire life. I'm sorry, bro. It's bad enough that the fact that if this was under any other combat sport, this would literally be like one of the most one-sided matchups of all time. And it wouldn't be in favor of Davis. No, dog, if you did this under an MMA rule set, oh my gosh, bro, Paul cooked Gervonta. It's not close at all. Like round one finish level. Like, understand this, Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul is taking place in literally the only combat sport where Davis should win. I'm still shocked that they allowed it to be made. Because, like, there's no upside. If Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis, now we're kind of looking like, wait a minute. What? Like, brother, don't forget. I still think it's a horrible look that Tyson Fury couldn't finish Francis Ngannou. That is so bad. Oh, Francis Ngannou's a great boxer. Francis Ngannou, no joke, is one of the worst boxers to ever be in the UFC. He just has absurd power. No, look at the technique of Francis Ngannou. It's not that good. It's carried by power. Like, going into it, like, I'm hyped. But it's also, I'm looking at this like, bro, Gervonta has to.
While Jake Paul has often been criticized for blurring the lines between boxing and entertainment, some critics are now directing that same argument at Gervonta Davis. They claim that by taking this fight, Tank is helping legitimize the influencer boxing trend he once opposed. Fans who wanted him to face traditional contenders feel let down, seeing the matchup as more show than sport. Others, however, defend his choice, noting that boxing has always mixed competition with spectacle. For Davis, the goal is to control that balance, proving that skill and authenticity still define the sport. If he dominates Jake Paul, It could silence critics and remind everyone where real boxing excellence still lives.
Paul is not the problem with boxing. Tank Davis is. Jake Paul's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's a Disney Channel kid, YouTube star turned boxer. Of course, he's gonna make these stupid spectacle matchups. He doesn't care about his career, his legacy, or the sport. Meanwhile, we have Tank Davis, the heir apparent to Floyd Mayweather and Adrian Broner, who has real talent. And if he was actually consistent in the ring and was willing to get in with some of the best fighters in the world, he could be top 3 pound for pound best fighters in the sport. But instead, Tank just wants to hold up his division for 5 years and make a mockery of the sport, especially with this fight.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and until next time, take care and keep watching.